Gunnar Adley and Jordan Westberg going to the All-Star game that just got drafted so many years ago that he drafted. That's unbelievably rare.
This isn't normal. That's not just a manager hyping up his team. It's truly hard to believe just how good the Orioles have been in the MLB draft since 2019, when Mike Elias and company took the reins. Think of some recent World Series winners. Sure, you've got the Rangers, who spent big on stars in free agency. The Braves hit huge on the international market. But teams like the Cubs, Astros, Royals, Giants, they all had a core built from the draft. And take a look outside here at Camden Yards. That's exactly what the Orioles are building. Take a look at the lineup card on any given day in 2024. You'll see the names Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Jordan Westberg, Heston Kjerstad, and Colton Cowser more often than not, all drafted in the last 5 years. And Jackson Holliday and Kobe Mayo aren't too far behind. Now, I know this has become the new normal in Birdland, but it's important to zoom out and recognize just how special this is. As of July 1st, here's how Orioles draft picks since 2019 stack up against other teams over that same time period. It's not even close. There's one other team in baseball with a combined WAR over 20, two teams in the game with even half as much WAR as the O's. Okay, just for fun, let's make some tweaks to this leaderboard. Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson, on their own, have combined for more career WAR than the 29 other teams' draft picks since 2019. And I'm sure you've probably heard the claim that the O's are only this successful because of their high draft picks. So just for good measure, there's how Baltimore stacks up if you took away all of their first selections from the last 5 drafts. So that's no Adley, Kjerstad, Cowser, or Holliday. Doesn't matter. The Orioles are just flat out better. So how is all of this happening? I don't know. It's some magical combination of great scouting, better drafting, outstanding development, and some luck thrown in there too. Let's start with the scouting and drafting. In 2019, Adley Rutschman was a slam dunk kind of prospect. He got walked with the bases loaded in the College World Series. He drew Buster Posey and Joe Mauer comparisons. That one seems hard to miss on. But Heston Kjerstad was MLB Pipeline's 10th ranked prospect heading into the 2020 draft. The O's took him second, and he's got a higher career WAR than Spencer Torkelson and Austin Martin combined, the guys ranked number 1 and number 2. Colton Cowser was ranked 10th too when the O's took him at number 5 in 2021. Even with the number 1 pick in 2022, the now number 1 overall prospect Jackson Holliday wasn't the number 1 prospect leading into the draft. That was Drew Jones. So yes, the Orioles have had high picks, but they've still been able to identify their guy. And let's not forget that every team in baseball could have drafted all-stars Gunnar Henderson and Jordan Westberg. Henderson was a second-rounder in 2019. Westberg went at pick 30 in 2020. Heck, Kobe Mayo went 103rd, which leads to the next part of the equation. Yes, you have to identify the talent, but once they're in the organization, there might not be a better place for a prospect to be.
And that's part of, I would say, our competitive advantage, is that we're not drafting players for reason X and then the player development saying, no, we like reason Y, we're going to completely change it. So we're all on the same page, and we have a lot of efficiency when it comes to player development.
And yes, a lot of that successful formula has centered around drafting and developing position players. The O's have drafted a lot of them in the top rounds because they know what works. Drafting pitchers is hard. There's a lot of misses on young arms at the top of the draft. And some of those drafted position players have helped Baltimore acquire talent like, former Cy Young winners. The Orioles are experts at not only identifying the kind of talent that they can develop, but putting that plan into action. After years of boasting the top farm system in baseball, Baltimore is seeing the fruits of that labor up in the big leagues. And by the way, farm system is still stacked. 3 top 15 prospects in the game in Jackson Holliday, Samuel Basayo, and Kobe Mayo.
And to be able to restock the system so quickly and to get guys through the system that can produce at the major league level such early on in their careers is I don't think I've never seen anything like it.
Look, I asked what the secret sauce was. Nobody told. But whatever the recipe may be, nobody is cooking it up better than Baltimore.